Day 2 of 2014, how are your resolutions coming? What's up, socials? Happy Social Thursday. Today I thought, since everybody's pretty much in planning mode for a kick-ass new year, I thought it'd be a good day to talk about editorial calendars. You know, we're always talking about your content's not gonna go out unless it's in an organized fashion, and using an editorial calendar is a great way to do that. But even that is a little bit vague. If you look at a calendar, you're just gonna like plop blog posts on there. How can you really make it all have a purpose? Yesterday we talked about one of our resolutions being using social media not as a sales crutch, but for that top of funnel place. People learn about you, they want to continue to stay tuned with you, and then maybe at some point in the future where they've really built up a relationship with you, they are going to want your services or your product. So how can we formulate this editorial calendar so that it will help move that funnel along? How can we get people thinking about what you have to offer in an organized way so it's not sort of like sporadic random content that you come up with the day you want to write it because you don't have time for your marketing? When I use a calendar, the first thing I do is look at what the rest of the world is thinking about. When you notate things like holidays or big current events or things like that and be able to figure out how your content might fit in, that's a really good place to start, and it leaves you with not just a white blank calendar. You need to be listening in order to know what to talk about. So by knowing what people are thinking about from the get-go is going to be a very good start. From there, you want to work down from your goal. Your goal is to get people to buy something, right? So that's the big thing. But how do you get them there? And that's where you work backwards. So if you want someone to purchase something, where's the best place for that purchase discussion to happen? Sometimes it's in an email marketing newsletter, right? So maybe you're using a newsletter to release content that you've already published. We'll get there in a minute. But then maybe one of those newsletters is one where you pitch people. For instance, on my newsletter, I have various webinars or the Pick My Brain program where I will pitch that, but it's on a calendar basis. It's not in every single newsletter, but that is the appropriate place to have the conversation. So you have this email newsletter and it's going out with all your content, but where's the content coming from that's gonna go in that newsletter? That's where we go back down again. So then that's how you're determining how many pieces of content you need and how often, so that you'll have an active newsletter where you'll eventually be able to pitch your services. Do you see how I'm working down from here? This is going to help you figure out what your calendar needs to look like, so you're not just thinking, oh my god, there's 7 days in a week, do I need to fill them all up? No, it's different for everyone. However often your pitch is going to take place, you need way more content than that, because you need to give a lot more than you need to ask for. So how many newsletters, let's say if you're going with the email pitch, how many newsletters is it going to take to be able to send a proper amount of pitch emails out? How much content is it going to take to get that many emails out? You're working backwards from there. Along with this video, I've added a calendar for you to download so that you can kick off 2014 the way you want it to be, organized and with a purpose. And this is a diagram that I use that's a lot easier for me to see what's to come and what makes it so much easier for me to plan my social media strategy, because I can see what my content is going to look like over a period of weeks. Sometimes when you only leave enough space for whatever your blog post is each day of the week, you don't have more room to explore what else you could be doing with your social media to back up that content. So that's why I really like this layout. There's a link in the description and also on the website if you're there watching this video, so you can download the PDF for free. That's all for today, socials. Thank you so much for tuning in, and again, Happy New Year. I love 2014 so far. It has done nothing bad to me, so that's great. You know, we're setting it off really, really positive. Make sure you tweet with me at Schmittastic and at SavvySexySocial, and subscribe to this YouTube channel so you don't miss the next one. I'll be back next week for Savvy Tuesday.